Shut out Detroit in the first half and held Joey Harrington to only 65 yards passing in the first half. Boone replaces Traylor today. Traylor out with the knee injury. The linebackers, Brian Urlacher, a three-time Pro Bowler in the middle, Holtman and Briggs, and in the secondary, Jerry Azuma had a career day last week. He picked one off and also returned one, 89 yards on a kickoff for a touchdown. 62 yards rushing last week versus Miami, 1st and 10. At the 42, here's Tomlinson once again. This time he's tripped up and taken down in the backfield. Alex Brown getting a hand on him. A loss of 4. Brown, a second-year man out of Florida, a 4th-round pick.
Boy, and that's so important to get penetration and watch Brown get into the backfield and all of a sudden trip up the tackle trying to pull. And when you get penetration, Gus, it's so tough, no matter how great of a back you are, to go ahead and create after that. And Alex Brown driving 3 or 4 yards into the backfield clearly upset the flow of that play.
The Bears, Chandler, 16-year veteran, under center, his 3rd start last week versus Detroit. 207 yards passing, 1st and 10. Chandler throwing on 1st down, up the sideline. Gage with the catch out of bounds, close to midfield. Kwame Lassiter knocks Justin Gage out of bounds, but only after a gain of 24.
Boy, and how about this young wide receiver, Justin Gage, the rookie coming in, had a big game last week, and he just gets outside his man, good outside release, doesn't get pushed out of bounds, and Chris Chandler delivers it on the money. You see Gage get up, get it, keep both feet in bounds, and kind of like this Chicago Bears. We expected to see some run, came out in 3 wides and spread out the Chargers' first play of the game.
But Chris Chandler, as we mentioned, 16 years, a number of different teams. Will go through them as the game progresses today. Krutz is the Pro Bowler up front. Edwards, Gandy, Valerio, and Gibson, the backs and receivers. They're oh so happy to have this man back, Anthony Thomas, who on the season averages 5.5 yards per carry. He missed the last 2 with a foot injury. 2nd down and 8 at midfield for the Chicago Bears. Here's Chandler to the sideline. Beautiful throw. Des White with a nice grab. A gain of 12. 1st down and 10 for the Bears at the San Diego 38. Here's the pitch. The A-train over the left side. Squares his shoulders. Watch out. Anthony Thomas out of bounds inside the 30. Mike Gandy with a terrific block to spring him.
And you said it. A-Train squares his shoulders, and man, he sure explodes into that hole. Of course, burst of power and 228 pounds, and so important to have him back. And you know, the Bears have really come out, Gus. They've given the Chargers a couple of different looks. They've been 2 tight ends. They've been a bunch formation. They've gone 3 wides, and this Charger defense has really struggled this year. And you know, Chris Chandler, if the Chargers don't get to him, he will pick their defense apart today with the talent that he has at wide receiver.
2nd down and 1. At the 29, Thomas over the right side, breaks free. Anthony Thomas down to the 20. A 9-yard pickup, and the Bears are firing off the football here.
And Gus, watch the cutback by the A-Train, and so many people talk about LT cutting it back, but watch how he sets up his blocks and he comes right back in. And see, there's the hole, and there's a hole as well. So then you got to pick your spot. You see, cuts all the way back inside, arm tackle attempt. You can't tackle the A-Train with a single arm.
Thomas already 11th on the Bears' all-time list for rushing. Brings on Paul Ettinger in to attempt a 38-yard field goal. Had a string of 14 consecutive field goals made prior to having one blocked last week against Detroit. This one is up and good. Paul Ettinger gets the Bears on the board first. 8:33 to go in the first. Chicago leads by 3. Scrimmage. Anthony Thomas, his lone setback, goes in motion out of the backfield. Chandler, short drop, bumps it, runs the football. Still on his feet. How about that? The old guy, 16-year veteran, picks up a bunch.
Well,
Chris
you know,
Chandler with a 10-yard gain.
everybody around the league's been talking about Chris Chandler's elusiveness, you know, and the way he's a cutback quarterback. Look at this. Don't slide, go vertical. Get a little east and west, then he slides. Look at that 38-year-old guy. That's what happens when you run scared. And it was great talking to Chris, and what a great career.
At the 48. Here's White on the screen. White still running, and he gets to the 41. Marcellus Wiley brings him down, but it's another first down. Empty backfield again for Chandler. To the sideline, Des White goes up high, brings it down at the 35. Sammy Davis makes the catch. A gain of 6. Who should we keep an eye on for the Bears, Brent?
Well, it looks like the Bears aren't afraid to throw the ball today, and the guy that stepped up big last week, Justin Gage, rookie wide receiver out of Missouri, former basketball player, very aggressive going to the ball, getting better and better each week, and maybe not one of the most obvious guys, but I really like this young man. We had a chance to talk to him, and he is going to be something special in this game.
Chandler looking underneath. That's the 4th catch for Des White. Ben Lieber collars him, but it's a gain of 4.
And, you know,
and 11 at the 31. We need to go to the 20 for a first down. Chandler with time underneath. And this is Bobby Wade with the catch close to the first down. Wade, the rookie out of Arizona, gains 10. The all-time leading receiver in Arizona history makes a nice grab.
Another rookie, number 84, split out wide. Watch Bobby Wade. Gets inside, sees the hole in the zone. See him sit down? That is so hard to teach even veterans. You know that Bobby Wade's caught some balls. And if that is not a name for a ball player,
Bobby Wade.
Bobby Wade. That's a football name right there.
Wade had an outstanding senior year. 93 catches for 1,300 yards. 3rd down and 1. Thomas with all kinds of room. And the A-Train rumbles down to the San Diego 5. Kwame Lassiter had to hop on and take a ride after a 15-yard pickup.
Well, Olin Kreutz and Chris Valerio, the center and right guard, open up the holes. Look at that hole right there. This is where the A-Train wants to run. There is nobody around, and you see that hole, A-Train sees it, and when he gets a full head of steam, wow, look at that. That is exactly how you play football up front. And this Chicago offensive line clearly took some heat the first 3 games of the season, but talk about coming back and putting it together.
Thomas, 8 carries, 37 yards, first and goal at the 6. Thomas again smelling the end zone, and he's about a yard short of pay dirt.
When the Bears go on the other side, that time over Mike Gandy, the left tackle, and Steve Edwards, the left guard, collapsing the right side of the Charger. You see the double team right here, and there's the seal outside. Here comes the hole. Man, what a tough guy to bring down. He gets a full head of steam.
Anthony Thomas, the deep man. Straight ahead, easy touchdown for the Bears. Second touchdown run of the season for Anthony Thomas. And the Bears are trying to take a 10-0 lead. Extra point is up and good. Bears off to a strong start at home against San Diego. 10-0.
Look at it. I mean, here we are. We don't know yet if we're going to be able to play next week. I understand it's 50-50 right now, so let's see what happens. You know, we just
ball intercepted by the Bears. Mr. Spanos, unfortunately, your team's not winning today.
Well,
but, hey, very good man.
We're having our problems, but we'll overcome them. I mean, it'll take a little time, but we'll overcome the problem.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Brent,
And
thank
we're going
you.
to be helping out any we can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's take another look at the play as Drew Brees goes back to pass.
Little play action. The Chargers trying to force it down the field, which is one of the good things. And you think Drew just a little bit inaccurate getting the ball on the other side of midfield. David Boston clearly had him beat, it looked like, to the post, and Drew's accuracy, Gus, has been a little off this year. Still has a fairly decent arm, and it's been one of the things that has probably haunted him all season.
Charles Tillman with the interception. So the Bears take over at the 12-yard line. Here's Chandler going up top. Gage with the catch. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was. And he goes out of bounds at the 39. A 28-yard gain for the rookie, Justin Gage.
And Gus, I had a chance to talk to Justin Gage, and we were talking about how he watched Jerry Rice and what are some of the things that he has to learn as a young wide receiver. And one of those things is you got to beat man coverage. You got to be
7 of 9 for 94 yards. They need to go to midfield for first down. Chris steps up, fires on the run, and it's complete to David Terrell. But he goes down quickly. Terrence Keel hauls him to the floor. Now let's go to New York against San Diego.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just wondering if that whole offense feels a little bit rejuvenated with Brian Griese in there.
Terrell with the catch over the middle, and he dives forward, extends the ball to the 48-yard line, but short of the first down, a gain of 14. Just can't move the ball. First down and 10 at the 14. Thomas just running over people, gets up to the 21. Zeke Moreno with the tackle, but only after a gain of 7.
Chargers Quentin Jammer, we saw him injure his ankle down on the goal line back in the game. If I'm the Chicago Bears, I see how good that ankle is. I test it as soon as possible.
Thomas again just shredding through the San Diego defense. Gets to the 30, an 8-yard pickup. Donnie Edwards with the tackle from behind.
And you know what? You're in trouble when you're piggybacking a running back, and we've seen that the last couple plays. Watch Anthony Thomas inside going to the left, and you're carrying linebackers down the field 6 and 7 yards, and we saw him run over Zeke Moreno last play, and Donnie Edwards taking a ride on that last one. Well, that is tough, and we've talked about this Charger defense being a problem. Little undersized up front, and against a power running game, they've struggled this year.
25th in the league against the rush. Quick strike to the sideline. And this time it's David Terrell, stopped by Sammy Davis. They pick up 4 yards.
Boy, and doesn't it seem that this Bears offense should have more explosiveness at wide receiver? You've challenged for the Chargers in the second half.
Bears will get the ball to start the second half. Here's Jerry Azuma from the 6. Azuma with the lane. Jerry Azuma all the way up to the 45. It's a 39-yard return. Remember last week, Jerry Azuma had an 89-yard kickoff return for touchdown against the Lions.
And we enjoyed meeting with Jerry Azuma the other day and watch him hit that hole. Great speed, great vision. You see him get up inside there, find the hole, little stiff arm, and he was telling us he averaged 16.4 yards per rush in high school. And at New Hampshire in college, ran for over 1,000 yards every year. That, you know, I'd wonder if I'm with the Bears here in the first half.
First down at 15. And this is Thomas with all kinds of running room. Anthony Thomas close to the first down. A 14-yard gain. Sammy Davis with the stop.
And Olin Kreutz and Chris Valerio, right side. Watch the push there. And here comes back. Now look at what Anthony Thomas is looking at. He's looking at the official as his only defender. The official smart enough to get out of the way. And
throws a little block for him, too.
There you go. You got to use those refs as picks.
Look at the running back comparison. Thomas, 14 carries, 74 yards. Second down and 1 at the 46. Thomas again. First down, Chicago. Donnie Edwards with the tackle.
And I think we're going to see a lot of A-Train. You got a 10-0 lead. You're playing at home, and you're going against an undersized defensive line, and your offensive line is really clicking. And, you know, that also, Gus, it sets up the opportunity for a little play action. Of course, Chris Chandler, very sharp, very good at faking that in base.
Darren Bennett running from his own goal line. R.W. McQuarters back deep at the 40. Bennett gets off the beautiful spiraling punt. McQuarters picks it up at the 40. And R.W. gets it to the San Diego 44.
Chargers have had a tough time stopping him thus far.
Anthony Thomas, 16 carries, 77 yards. Here he is again. His 17th carry of the day. Gets positive yardage to the San Diego 40. When playing fantasy sports, it's a slap. Second down and 6 at the 40. Chandler to the sideline. Des White, catch. He's dragged out of bounds at the 35 by Terrence Keel, a 5-yard gain.
Well, they haven't stopped the A train yet.
He's the deep man, and Anthony Thomas straight ahead. First down, Chicago.
You don't jump off the train too early, Gus. I'm just impressed with this Bears offensive line. It's funny, the first 3 weeks of the season, I would have never thought I would say that at this point in the year.
First down and 10 at the 33. Here's Chandler pumping, looks the other way, wide open, caught, Lyman, or is it Clark? It's Desmond Clark with the grab at the 1-yard line, a 31-yard grab.
And I'll bet you we saw that last play action play where Desmond Clark was wide open. Watch him on this one. Just straight drop back, and Chris Chandler moves the safeties with his eyes and the pump fake to the other side of the field. You see the Chargers safety late getting over. Number 42, Kwame Lassiter. Nice route. Desmond Clark gives the outside fake, comes back underneath. And Chris Chandler, nice job of moving the.
So this brings in Paul Ettinger to attempt a 22-yard field goal. Good today already from 38 yards out. It's up and good. Des White had a chance to put this one away, but they settled for 3. Back in on offense. And here's the pass, Des White.
Well, we said the Charger offense, Gus, needed to get something going, and at this point, Drew Brees has struggled. You make no bones about it, and Tim Dwight did drop that last ball because he'll be scrambling around making plays. I hope the receivers are ready to run, though.
Second down and 6 at the 15 for Chandler. Underneath, Des White again. This time breaks the tackle. White over the 30 to the 33. And it's a gain of 18. Lions taking on the Raiders. How my Lions doing, Jim?
Defensive side of the ball.
Second and 5. Chandler looks to his left, fires. Terrell with the catch, dives forward, loses the ball, and he got back on it. Still may have enough, though, for the first down.
Super Bowl pick has a chance.
Third down and 1 at the 42. And the A-Train picks up the first down. And Anthony Thomas, what a difference this man makes to this team.
Well, I've jumped on board, and it's great to see Anthony Thomas live and in person. First time I've seen him outside on the sweep. You see him squaring his shoulders, and that great hole inside, letting him get up the field north and south. Great vision, picking his spots. One guy can't bring him down. And you know what? He's made more guys miss today than I thought that he was capable of. I thought he was just almost exclusively a combination of power and speed, but he has some elusiveness.
A couple of weeks with a chance to go 500 if they keep it up. And this was thrown over the middle to Terrell.
Place, then I think the Bears are going to surprise some people here in the second half of the season.
Chandler 18 of 25 at $189. Wade in motion. Here's Chandler. Steps up. Fires. Finds the rookie. And he goes out of bounds at the 40. A 13-yard pickup and a flag thrown late. Maybe unnecessary roughness or a late hit called against the Chargers. San Diego 39. Here's the pitch to Thomas running around the corner. And Anthony Thomas out of bounds at the 35. Pick up a 4 on the play. Donnie Edwards riding him out of bounds.
And we've had so many different looks from the Bears today. And here's the toss left, and you see the blockers out in front of him. Pritchett and A-Train just following his blockers, and this looks like the old-time Bears. And you just got to be so impressed with what they've done. A lot of different formational looks. We've gone 3 wides. We've gone bunch formation. We've gone 2 tight ends.
Field goal. Missed field goal, right? First down and 10 for the Bears at the 32. Chandler over the middle, caught by Wade, the rookie, still running. He stood up at midfield, pounded backwards, but it's a 19-yard pickup for Bobby Wade. catches, 42 yards for Bobby Wade. Here's the handoff. Thomas stutter stepping through the hole, and he gets to the 46. Now let's go to New York for another NFL update.
Be an all-pro every year.
2nd and 7 at the 46. Quick strike. Here's Terrell, and Terrell draws forward to the 42-yard line. Playoff hopes are slowly slipping away. Ball popped in the air. Dwight lets it go over his head, and it's down at the 1-inch line. What a play! Charles Tillman, the rookie. He got there in a hurry. At his own 2, McQuarters stands at the 35. Fields it on the run at the 45. McQuarters down the sideline. RW cuts it in, and he is tackled at the San Diego 20.
And Gus, that run by McQuarters is going to be set up by a guy that we said to keep our eye on, the big wide receiver, Justin Gage, getting a big block on your screen right there. Or actually, it's coming up right. We missed it. I missed it. Anyway, big number 87, rookie wide receiver.
2nd down and 9 for Chicago at the San Diego 20-yard line. Thomas follows his block, cuts it inside, with the running room, and he gets inside the 10, a 12-yard gain. Dustin Lyman with a terrific block.
You picked that one up, huh? Watch the A-Train following his lead blocker. Watch pick number 89 get the block right here. Big seal block, take him down low, create the running lane for the A-Train.
And Anthony Thomas has now recorded his 8th career 100-yard game. 27 carries for 103 yards.
And when he rolls, the Bears roll. And you know, you gotta. I know the Chargers have struggled on defense, but you got to be impressed with this Bears offense today. Score a game, so it's all over at that point.
Here's Anthony Thomas, and he stopped at the 5. The clock will stop one more time if you're San Diego, and that's at the 2-minute warning.
Into the end zone.
Let's see Thomas, the deep man. And he goes down inside the 5. Brings up 3rd down and goal, and Chicago can take their time.
Try to pry the ball and create a turnover, but the Bears can be holding on to everything with 2 hands at this point.
Anthony Thomas won't get in, or does he? No, he doesn't. And he's down at the 1. Clock continuing to run, a minute and counting.
You can look pretty silly.
They need to go about 6 inches. Anthony Thomas, the deep setback. They pitch it to the A-Train. Lowers his shoulder, touchdown. Flag on the play, though. A face mask penalty.
And I imagine that's going to be against the Chargers.
And the touchdown will count. Up and good. Anthony Thomas, 31 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. And prior to this game, he had been averaging nearly 110 yards per game over his last 3. He remains